Okay, welcome guys to the next review in the X series from Century. So I've got Mark behind me. Follow on from the X80, we're going through the X90. He's not going to cast a minute, just having practice and swing whatever. But basically we're going to run through the X90 now. Now, the X80 obviously was a stopgap between the T800 and the T900. This is a stopgap between the T9 and the T1. So this is the one that I'm looking forward to. Okay, over the years I've been looking for a T900 with a carbon tip, and this is a stopgap I've been looking for personally. The reasons why, when I go fishing off the rocks and stuff, I don't want the glass tip. Okay, I love the response. I love the fishing with the T900 and the power build up and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of the T900. If I had to pick one rod in the world to use all the time, the T900 would definitely be up there with it. I've been using the T1, if I'm honest. It is a big, hefty rod. What takes its toll sometimes, but I need it off the rocks, where this would step into it now, I believe. So very much looking forward. I haven't cast this rod yet. I've been looking forward to it. Mark's took the honours today, so he's obviously going to go through it with a layback cast and stuff. But we'll go through the general spec of the rod in a minute. We're going to get Mark casting it for the first time. Important to include, as I went through in the X80 review, different reviews from different people. I mean, I've been fishing a long time, I've been casting a long time, I know what I'm doing with the rod, where obviously Mark's a bit more new to it. Not to say new to fishing, he's been fishing many, many years, but the casting sort of side. So it's important to get feedback from different anglers on different abilities and stuff like that. Every rod, it's, you know what I mean, it's one man's meat's another man's poison at the end of the day, and it's what you want and what you need out of the rod. It's very important to look on the sites like Century and go through the different rods and the ranges and stuff like that. Mark's been very fortunate with me because I've got a lot of the different ranges from the Century, so I've brought him down with the casting lessons and he's gone through them and picked sort of what he wanted. He fell in love with the graphic sport straight away, went and bought a pair. I think he's going to go away now, put these ones up for sale. Anybody who's interested in a pair of tip tornado with graphic sports, do give me a shout up. I can put you in contact with Mark. He's looking to get a pair of the X80s now, just because it suits him better. So I'm going to go through the X90 now with Mark, and then here's the review. Okay, mate, so you've just done the X80. This one's a step up. What do you notice different about this rod compared to the X80?
First of all, handling the rod, it actually feels a little bit heavier.
Yep.
Straight away, it's a little bit heavier.
Yep.
And for just swinging the lead up and down.
For this, it's slightly longer. You're looking at 14'6" with an optimal casting weight of 4 to 7 ounces. So fishing wise, we'll look through the spec of it in a minute once you've cast it. But it's slightly thicker diameter, is it? Would you say?
Yeah, it's slightly thicker in diameter, and it's a heavier rod.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, not cast it yet. You had a little bit of a play with it.
Yeah.
Does it feel a lot different on your shoulder?
Yeah, it feels a lot heavier.
Yeah. How would you compare that to the graphic sport in weight?
It's nearly well, it's still a little bit lighter than the graphic sport. Okay. But it's nearly the same weight. If you know what I mean.
Here we go. First cast from Mark.
Well, that was a lot heavier to bend. I could actually feel the rod was a lot more effort to actually put some power into the butt. It's still bent in the right section of that cast, but it's slower to retrieve, needs a bigger weight. Would that be fair?
Yeah, so I love the cast, but what I noticed, same with your arm, is you can see it's the heaviness. You're looking, and what I said to the camera a minute ago, one man's meat's another man's poison. Everybody's going to be looking for totally different things out of rods and stuff. And as you can see, but yeah. Is it very similar to the way that loads than your graphic sport?
Yes, it's similar. It's a little bit more forgiving than the graphic sport.
Yep.
But it's nearer to the graphic sport than it is to the X80.
Okay, let's have a go then, guys. Let's have a go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these mags off slightly. I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. To be honest, every time they had them in stock to send out for me to do a review, they were sold out. So it goes to show that the impact what this rod at the moment and the X80 and the X series really has had impact on anglers, because it's something I think we look for. It's something I think we need. I think it's something which is always nice to see more additions come through to series is available on the market. I mean, you look back over the years of the different rod range, they were like it for so many years, and there has always been stopgaps at the end of the day. And it's what I like with Century, to be fair. It's got those stopgaps where they needed. They took the input and from the anglers to see what they wanted and what they were missing, and they've created stopgaps within the stopgaps. I mean, at the end of the day, this goes between the T9 and the T1. Let's see if it stands up to it, but I can see straight away this is the one which I think personally is a bit of me. It's something which I would like to add to my collection. Not that I need it, but just because I want it. But okay, so let's have a go. Can you grab your rod quickly?
Grab the what?
That rod, just so I don't want to hit it on the way round. That graphic sport there. Okay, so I'm going to not muck around into it, or do I? All right, let's have a layback cast first. Sorry, I didn't want to bring it hit it on the way round, that's all. All right, so I'm going to do a layback cast first. Okay, layback cast first. I love it. I love it. I knew I would. My missus isn't going to be very happy. Why do you need so many rods? I don't know. I like it. I really do. I knew I would. T900 with a carbon tip. I mean, when we put the T1 in, it does feel very similar, but it's a lot slimmer diameter and a lot easier in weight. I mean, that's what we're looking for. I'm not getting any younger. I'm looking for something which I can use, and it's not going to break me back and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm looking for something which I can. It's just going to be comfortable in fishing. You know what I mean? And this has got so much power in it. It's phenomenal. So, let's get into the. I'm looking forward to pendulum casting this. Nice, I like it. Now the X80 and X90, me personally, and I'm not saying this for everyone, I said Mark prefers the X80. This would be my cup of tea, just for my type of fishing up on the rocks and stuff like that, really. And the power, you know what I mean, especially when it comes to like the casting. That was a lot easier to cast the other one, you know what I mean. But I could feel casting this rather than not. It's probably down to my own sort of like timing. But what I'm going to do. Go.
No. No.
Say no more. Say no more. Yes. Very, very well done to Century, because this is what I've been after for a very long time. What can I say? It's not a lot else I can say about it, to be honest. I'm going to let Mark have another cast of it or two, and then I will have a little bit more of a play. But oh, it's lovely. It is absolutely lovely. This is me all over, okay? This is me all over. Yes, if I was going to Chesil and stuff like that, probably, would I take the T9? This would do everything for me. I wouldn't need the T9s, if I'm honest. I wouldn't get rid of the T9s, because I like the glass tip and I like it. The bite detection is, it's always going to be with a glass tip. But this here is a perfect all-rounder. You can pretty much do everything with this, I would say. But what I'm going to do, pass them over to Mark. It was just lovely. I got to be honest, guys. I knew this was going to be mine, my cup of tea, and it's not. It stood up to it straight away. You know what I mean? It's when someone says to you there's a stopgap between the T9 and T1, it's sort of like makes you look at it straight away, doesn't it? And the question is always going to be, did they get it right? They got it spot on. It's the only way of putting it. Absolutely spot on. The balance of the rod and that, it just feels nice. It's not heavy. It feels a lot different in the graphic sport. So anybody what's obviously cast as graphic sport, it feels a lot different. This personally feels a lot nicer. It feels more. It feels. I'm not saying it doesn't feel. The graphic sports doesn't feel well balanced, because I'm a big fan of the graphic sport. But this, it just felt absolutely lovely to cast. It was a pleasure to cast. 4 to 7 ounces. Where the graphic sport, I think, goes up to 8 ounces, doesn't it? So it's and maybe that's just down to the diameter and obviously the carbon and stuff. But a very, very, very nice rod. And if you notice, it goes the opposite way round as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So if you look on these here now, where obviously you normally got it on the butt section, the butt locks into the tip section, which is a nice different design. But I'll let you have a few casts with him, mate. Look after him. And we'll see how Mark gets on.
Okay, shoulder square, having a look. Get my feet in the right place. Support myself. Rod length onto there and the pit. Right. Kill the lead. Swing it out. Swing it up. Swing it out. Let it drop and hit it. And no bird's nest.
So, come a bit closer. Come and stand here next to me so we get a picture a bit better for the viewers. So, the X80, I would say, suits you a lot more.
Yeah, I find the X80 more forgiving.
Not the same. I just think it with your shoulder a little bit, mate, because you can see the difference with those two rods and that. You with the X80, you're able to hold it out. It's like your body's naturally bringing it in.
Yeah. I can actually feel the strain in his shoulder now at the side and
there you go.
Everything else.
He was charging and charging the rod a lot better with the X80, and yeah, as I said, one man's meat's another man's poison, and just because it works for someone doesn't mean it works for everyone else. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the spec quickly on the X90. So the spec on this rod. This rod will land about any fish in British waters. Totally agree with that. You can feel the power in it, without being overbearing. It is very much a fishing rod designed for those travelling specimen anglers who need one rod in their bag, which will do it all. It's exactly what I said before. Yes, I wouldn't get rid of my T9s because of the glass tip and stuff, and it's a pleasure to use it sometimes. But this here will do everything I needed it to do, where the T9 wouldn't, okay? If I wanted to go and fish off the rocks and that, and I had to lift fish and stuff like that, I wouldn't want to be doing it with the T900, just because of the glass tip. Not saying it wouldn't manage it, it probably would manage it, but it's not built for that, where this is, okay? So 14'6", optimum casting weight 4 to 7 ounces, but equal to the tip. The Eliminator X90 has thousands of hours of research, development and testing, and they basically come up with the final ultimate shore rod. And within that, guys, that is what you've got. I very much like that rod. I'm going to have a last cast with it now, and yeah, we'll obviously come up to a final verdict, but on both rods to end this X90 off. I will get my hands on the X10 as well to do a review and that on that for you. But guys, as I said, it's me personally, and this is my own opinion on it. I love this rod. We'll go through and have a go with Mark in a minute, because he'll give you a totally different aspect on it, and that's the good thing about this review. So it's one sort of casting sort of angle, different angle for you. Okay. Oh, you know when you feel sometimes something was made for you? This is one of these times. I can see the bottom of the spool there with that cast. What line's on this?
20. So that's
£20 line.
220 yards.
Yeah, that was a nice cast. It just feels right for me. It does feel right for me. I'm going to put this video up, and I know full well I'm going to get phone calls by friends. Can I come and try it? Can I come and try it? And maybe I'll do a couple more videos. But at the end of the day, guys, it's simple. As I said with Mark, you have that? It's going to get the reel in. I'm only joking. It's a long way out. The trouble with casting that far, you've got to keep reeling them in. But it is a very nice bit of kit. Very nice. Get Mark having a couple more casts then, and then we'll give a final review to this. But maybe go out one night, the day next week, and do a review, use one each or whatever, and see how they hold up. The X90. I love it. I've got to be honest. There you go, mate.
No.
Yes.
Get one of you pending casting from the side.
Yeah.
You won't believe the bender in that rod.
Really?
Yeah, you've got to get it from the side.
He wants me to get another angle of me casting so you can see the bend in this rod. All right. Okay, this one's from Mark. He wanted a different angle. He said, you've got to get that bend in, because I've done a couple of casts now and it's been like that.
Go that way.
And yeah, I'm going to walk back a little bit now, and then we can see, get a different view. Pendulum cast again. I'm not doing a high swing. I'm trying to get it good to go around because of obviously the drop with the centre of the ground level. And we'll just try and get another one out. Now, he's bought these reels second hand, and I put it 2 clicked off a minute ago, and it felt like there was no mags there, so it may be worth having a look at that at a later stage. But all right, we're going to get this one out then. It's probably 20 or 30 times round the reel. It's lovely, guys. I'm not, obviously with baits and stuff, we're hitting plain leads with that now. And oh, it's lovely. Oh, it really is. When I load it and I'm casting it and I do that, I can feel the lead all the way through that cast. And as I come round, I can just feel the lead picking it up, and it's, yeah. Personally, you know, like I said, it feels like this is what I've always been looking for in a rod. I like the lightness of it. I like the quickness of it. Yeah. The only thing is to tell, this is my casting review. This is not a fishing review. I mean, it's gonna feel, you might feel different when I'm fishing with it, but you can feel the power there. You know what I mean? And that's what you want at the end of the day. So as I said, we will do a separate review of fishing with these 2 rods side by side. It's the ultimate test. But yeah, overall for me, I'm going to get Mark to say a few words about the rod. I really, really do like it. Something a bit different with the way the spigots are as well, back to front. As Mark just said, I don't know, we'll do a bit more talking about that in a minute, but it may be done that for a reason. You see it's gone out a very long way. These spools are packed out as well. It's not like he's under spooled them. It's just a lovely rod to use. So I'll get Mark to come into shot now. Okay, mate. X90. Whee. So, what's your thoughts?
The rod's too advanced for me. I've only been using a multiplier for like 4 weeks now. Right, so, and I've only really started beach fishing, beach casting this season, and you've been giving me some tips out of the thing. This rod, I'm sure I could advance into it, but at the moment it's too
stiff.
It's too stiff. Yeah, it's too stiff. It's too heavy.
No. One man's meat's another man's poison, as I said.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. It's, guys, a lot of anglers make this mistake, and I'd like to put it across now. And as I said, it's the one good thing about the Century site as well. Just because you see people using the different types of rods, don't mean they're going to work for you. At the end of the day, you get out of what you put into this rod, and a lot of, like I've said many years ago, because I was my former casting, before I had help with my casting, I created a very large swing, sort of done it myself. And because the longer drop I was using, the high swing lead, I was picking the lead up with it, you know what I mean? I was getting good distance when I was fishing. But when I went onto the T9 doing it, it was a glass tip, and I hated the rod. And it was my own fault because I wasn't using the rod and getting into the midsection of the rod. It was all coming off the glass. I'll get away with my cast with a carbon tip. Then when I got to cast correctly, you're getting into that midsection. And as you can see on that last cast, as Mark said to me then, you need to get that on video because the rod's bending here. Okay, I'm bending in the rod, I'm getting fully into that rod then. I could feel myself pick that lead up, and as I was coming around and letting go, the power in that rod is sending the lead a very long way. And as I said, without obviously fishing with it, going off what the Century have said about it, they've not mucked around with it. They've got people out testing it. I know Gary Pye's put a lot of effort into this rod over the years, and you look at like Gary Pye's record with fishing and stuff like that, top specimen angler, top angler from around the country, knows exactly what he's doing. And this is the whole point when you get guys like this obviously put into practice and putting the developments into this. I mean, I think there was a few top casters who got their hands onto this rod and helped them with the development of it as well. And this is what you need. You need the right guys helping out to show and create the ultimate product, and that's what you get with Century. I'm a big fan, and as I said, guys, if you look on the range and you say you're obviously not been casting long, you need some casting, you're not getting into, rods are feeling too stiff for you, go for the lighter rods. I mean, that X80 there would do Bristol Channel work, it would do all mixed sort of ground work, like Chesil and all stuff like that. It would do like 90% in fishing. If you're going out and out like bullicing and congering over rough grounds and that, maybe not the right rod for you. If you're doing a bit of reef work, a little bit like Bristol Channel work and that as well, the X80 would handle it. That would handle everything. Absolutely everything. But it's been a pleasure, mate. I very much enjoyed that cast today. Are you going to have one last cast to finish it off? Here we go. It's nice. Yeah, do you want me to bring it in for you? 2 seconds. I'm going to have one last one. I can't help myself. One last one. Lovely.
Andy, just check the drag's done up.
Guys, that is a Century Eliminator X90. As I said, I've got to be honest, and yeah, I've got to be. People are going to say, "Oh, you just love that sort of range." I love that rod. Okay, if someone's for casting ability, this is all we can do on this review because we're not fishing. But someone said to me, "A casting, what rod do you want to cast?" That all day long. It's just super light, super fast. The recovery in that tip is phenomenal, and it's just an effortless rod for me personally to cast. Just because of my technique of casting. I mean, I'd like to cast it on a field if I'm honest, just because obviously the incline I can get the lead in the right position and that. I'm sort of like flat casting it around rather than obviously high swing pendulum in here today. But very, very nice. And yeah, we'll get side by side in a minute and finish off this review. It's just like lightning. Would you say, if you come into shot as well a minute, would you say that How much heavier would you say that is than the X80? Oh, it's noticeable.
Oh yeah, it's noticeable. As soon as you pick the rod up, it's noticeable. I don't know how you would describe it. You can't really describe it in a weight as ounces or pounds. But it's
a noticeable, isn't it?
It's a noticeable effort that you have something heavier in your hands. Where you've got the X80, you just pick it up and...
Does that feel more of a broomstick to you?
I wouldn't go as far as a broomstick.
You can feel the bend, you can mix it.
I can feel the bend, the mix. It's not a broomstick. It's a nice rod, and you know, I feel that it's maybe a rod that I would progress into as my casting gets better.
You'd feel that this would restrict you a little bit?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's the same as my graphic at the moment. That's restricting me learning how to cast because it's too heavy.
That X80, you were hitting it over to that clean water a minute ago.
The X80 is a lovely rod.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get both rods side by side, and then we'll finish off this review. Okay, so the final overall review. So the verdict. Yourself?
For me, the X80, it's lighter, I can control it, I can feel what the lead's doing when I cast out because it's lighter and I can get my arms stretched out to control the rod better.
Yep.
It's a wonderful rod. The X90 is just that little bit more heavier. I can still feel it bend, but I can't control the lead as well as I can with the X80.
No. See, me personally, there'd be a stopgap for both rods in my fishing. And this is where fishing gets a little, rods especially get a bit silly for me because I like to have that in my collection. People say, what would you like that for? Long range place fishing, lighter rod, perfect from Chesil Beach and stuff. Yeah. Me, it would restrict me a little bit with my overall fishing. So I need to have more rods in the range with my type of fishing where that would do it all. Out of both rods, there was a lot of power in that. It was very easy. The recovery in that rod, it's nothing like it. It's just super, super quick. Where that was a lot more power. And if I'm going to talk for like my own casting and stuff like that, I want that power. Just for obviously bullying fish over rougher grounds, ray fishing, that is a perfect ray rod for me to take off the rocks. Big well done Century, they've absolutely smashed it with that. That's the one I've been looking forward to, and I've been saying it for years within reviews and stuff. We've done the review when we put this T1000 tip into the T900 butt section. Very similar, but it's just a better version. It's a better job. The diameter in the rod helps the lightness in the rod. That's what I like a lot. It's the lightness.
I like this because I'm trying to get my technique for casting right.
Yeah.
And it's helping me because I can feel the lead. I can feel the mistakes I'm making. Yeah. I can put them right. With this, it's a brute of a rod. It's lovely. I get it. I feel it compress. I feel it go bang. But I'm not always in control.
That's what you're
doing.
You're getting it with that. Right. Your one as well.
Yeah. This is actually teaching me the technique.
Yeah. One thing you've got to learn, and obviously out watching this video as well, guys, is that's as important to obviously today with doing the review I've done, is Mark's given his own opinion on it, okay? And different anglers look for different things, and exactly the same as what he's. There's no point. I've had it over the years. People going out and saying, "I've got the same rod as you, Andy," and they've been fishing for 3 months, and they end up going, "I can't bend it," and that's what you've got to look into. Obviously, Mark's casting over the last couple months. It's come on tenfold. I mean, I would say probably halfway between those breakers there he was before with everyone. I've seen him here today, especially with that rod there. He's into that clearer water. That makes a difference. Sometimes by hitting that tide line makes a difference. And these rods can do whatever you want them to do, but it all goes on the people behind the rods. And it goes down to time, effort, and learning what to do. And obviously, I think within the next 12 months, you'll see Mark develop from the X80 onto the X90. I really do, because I've seen the development that you're doing. And one thing I like about it, as I said to Mark today, he's going away and he's practicing. When a lot of you watched the Porlock video I'd done when we done it the other week and we were doing the casting with that, it looked a bit uncomfortable swinging that lead. Come down here today, first thing I noticed, that lead's going out really effortlessly every time. He's pumping it with the left hand. Not necessarily myself, guys. There's a lot of people who do casting lessons and stuff around. It's always worth getting to learn how to cast correctly to be able to get full use out of these rods. Because at the end of the day, it's down to the person beyond the rods what gets out of the rod at the end of the day. I'm not the best caster in the world, but they're developed by the best casters in the world. And at the end of the day, if they can do it, so can you. that's all from today. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. We'll catch you in the next one. Tight lines.
Cheers.